This is the top 5 rifles in the Stalker 2. So at number 5, we're going to say it's trophies. Now, a trophy is a unique variant of the AS Val, or the AS Lavina, which is a unique variant which you can be found in the comment section down below in the description. I will show you how to get this weapon, but it's fairly easy to grab. You just need to have, make sure you have some grenades. But the stats on this thing are pretty awesome. When you fully upgrade it, it's pretty sick as well. You do need a blueprint for some of the upgrades, but the weapon is pretty sick. It does come with its own integrated suppressor, and you can actually put off a tactical foregrip on it, and it comes with its own reflex sight. Now, this weapon's pretty awesome, but the sad thing about it is it only has 21 rounds in the mag if you fully upgrade it. But yeah, it does have its own suppressor, and I won't say it's the most accurate because it does raise it very slightly when you're full auto in it, but if you are putting it in a single fire, it's not too bad. But the weapon is pretty decent. Like I said, for stealth, this is absolutely amazing. It's quite easy to grab, but with its low mag count and its incredible fire rate, this thing actually makes it probably slightly worse because of its fire rate and its low mag count, so you do run through bullets quite quickly, and the bullets are more expensive than the others, and they're actually quite a bit more rare to come by compared to other rounds like the AK rounds or the DNIPRO rounds. So yeah, this is a pretty awesome weapon to get, but I'd say it's not one of the worst weapons of the game. It's pretty decent, but there's quite a few assault rifles and rifles in the game, but this is probably my number 5. I do run this thing quite a lot, and it's quite an often gun I use, but I won't say it's the best, but it's a pretty decent one. And yeah, with its own integrated suppressor, it's pretty awesome for stealth. So I will show you how to get this video in the description, and I'll probably put it on the screen too. So that's the trophy weapon, and it's a pretty decent one, but I won't say it's the best. Now, GP37 is probably my top 4, so it's my number 4 rifle in the game, and this thing stats is pretty awesome. So you can actually get quite a few attachments to this, so you can get the underbarrel grenade launcher and the underbarrel shotgun. So it's a pretty cool weapon, this, and I do actually like the look of it. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's probably the best looking out of the bunch. And yeah, when you fully upgrade this thing, it actually is probably one of the better ones in the game. I do like to run just iron sights on this thing, and I think it looks more pleasing to the eye with just iron sights. But yeah, the penetration's not too bad. I mean, against the EXO guys, it's not the greatest, but it's still pretty powerful, and the accuracy is awesome on it. So yeah, if you're fighting anyone with this gun, it's a pretty reliable weapon to come across, and you can actually get this weapon in most areas after the first region, the lesser zone, so you can get it in most of the actual towns. I'd say Yanov Station is a guaranteed drop for this weapon, so if you speak to Rek, he will give you this weapon. So yeah, it's a pretty decent weapon to grab, and I probably run this thing probably the most out of all of them, and I do like the grenade launcher underbarrel, so make sure you check this one out. Now, number 3 is the Kharod. So this one I don't actually use the most out of all the weapons. A lot of people do run this weapon. It is more of a late game weapon, but like I said, you can actually get it from Yanov Station too. So if you do want a definite drop for this weapon, you can get it from Rek at Yanov Station. When you fully upgrade this thing, it's pretty sick, and when you get the attachments like the high capacity magazine, and you put like a little ACOG scope on it or a holographic scope, this thing becomes quite deadly. It's insanely accurate, but for me personally, I just can't really get around to using it. I don't know why, because it's an awesome weapon, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's one of my favourites. But yeah, it's pretty reliable, and it will take down the exoskeleton enemies quite easily, but it's not one of my favourites, and it's fairly expensive, and the ammo, I think the ammo is pretty expensive to come across as well. So a lot of the late game enemies will carry this weapon, but I won't say it's the best in the game, but it's a pretty decent one to come across, because the other weapon I'm going to show you are probably miles better than this. I won't say miles, but it's actually probably a lot better than this rifle, but it's a pretty decent one to grab. Now, number 2, the CLUSTERFUCK. So I didn't know to put this one first or second, but this weapon is absolutely insane. So it's more of like a sniper rifle or like a single shot assault rifle kind of thing. It's the AR-15. But yeah, this is pretty awesome. You have to do quite a lot of quests to get this weapon, but it pretty much has its own long range scope on it, and it's insanely accurate. So if you are playing in long range gunfights, this thing absolutely beelines to the enemy's heads. It's pretty much just like a laser beam. When you fully upgrade this thing, it's absolutely incredible. So I don't know if I wanted to put this number 2 or number 1, I wasn't too sure, but this thing is just absolutely insane, and at long range distances it absolutely smashes up enemies, and it comes with its own suppressor, so it's very good for sneak. So definitely grab this one. I will put it in the description how to grab this, but fully upgraded, it's an absolute beast, so you make sure you want to grab this one early on as soon as possible. Now lastly, this is my baby, this is my favorite, it's the DNIPRO. So the stats on this thing are pretty cool, and it's actually pretty awesome when it's fully upgraded, and if you do get the attachment, the coupled mag, this fast reload speed on this rifle is insane. So it's quite easy to get this weapons mag, so make sure you check this one out. You can actually also get this from Yanov Station, and a lot of the late game enemies do drop this just like the Kharod, but yeah, this weapon is an absolute beast, and it's extremely reliable. And yeah, this is probably my favorite in the game, and I probably run this the most out of all the rifles in the game. This CLUSTERFUCK, or maybe probably the GP37, but this thing is absolutely insane, and I always take it out on every little adventure I go down. And the weapon does look pretty cool as well. If you've got a decent FOV on, it's not smushed in your face. So if you've got like 110 FOV for the flawless widescreen screen, this thing is an absolute fucking beast. So make sure you grab this. You can get it from Yanov Station. I'll show you on the map just now. The Yanov Station will actually have a lot of these weapons, late game weapons as well. But there is a couple of uniques sprinkled in here, so I will show you the locations of the uniques, probably in the description and maybe in the video too. So the DNIPRO is probably my favorite go-to weapon when it's fully upgraded with the attachment and a holographic sight, or maybe even an ACOG. This thing absolutely fucking wrecks, so make sure you grab this one. That's probably my top 5 weapons. What are your top 5 rifles in the game? It's completely up to you, really. Probably a lot of people won't agree with my list, but these are the ones I'd say are my top 5 out of all the rifles in the game. Anyways, cocksuckers, I'll see you in the next one. Adios.